Okay, so yeah, I forgot what I was saying, but basically I want to make this video talking about how, all of my mental disorders, what it's like living with all of them, and how they all, combine basically to create, like, a really nasty disorder. But basically, so, I haven't really opened up to anybody on my YouTube channel about, what I am even diagnosed with. Like I said, I've talked about depression before, but I wasn't diagnosed with it at that time. And, although I was eventually diagnosed with major depressive disorder, after going to another doctor, they took that off and changed it to bipolar disorder. So, obviously, I am diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I have ultra-rapid cycling, bipolar 2 disorder, which means that I don't really have super bad manic episodes. Stop it! Hey, no! But my depression episodes can get pretty bad. Like, suicidal thoughts bad. And attempts. Yeah, but anyway, but the ultra-rapid part means that I can wake up in the morning and be manic. By lunchtime, I'm depressed. By mid-afternoon, I'm manic again. And then by the time it's bedtime, I'm super depressed. Stop! I see, it's a tag. You can't rip the tags off of everything. So that's basically what it means, is that most people with bipolar disorder, or classic bipolar disorder, it usually, to meet the criteria, you have to be in an episode for at least 4 days, but they finally opened up and considered the fact that some people can have, can still have this disorder, but the episodes last less than 4 days. So, like, rapid cycling would just be, like, less than 4 days, and then ultra-rapid cycling it's like cyclomania, I think is what it's called. Wow, she's got a water bottle, so this is going to be obnoxious. Sadie, please don't play with that right now. Yeah, you can't do that right now. Come here. There's like a mountain of water bottles, so this is going to be fun to combat. Yeah, basically you have multiple episodes in a day. And I do have stable periods, and the medications that I'm on, they help with the depression a lot. Like, I've not been suicidal, and honestly, last night I had thoughts, but I wasn't suicidal. I was just thinking mostly about self-harm, but again, I didn't really want to do it. I'll get to what happened last night, and Sadie! She banged her head. Whatever. I'll get to what happened last night in just a minute. I kind of want to... Oh, the joys of having a dog. She found another water bottle. Here's why she found another water bottle. That's why she found it. But anyway, so, I don't have super bad depression anymore, but I'm not being treated for the mania at all, apparently. Which is okay, because a lot of people with bipolar disorder, when they get manic, they get, like, irritable, angry, and a danger to themselves. I'm really not. I'm just kind of, like, high. Which I wouldn't really know what that's like, because I've never been high. She got the paper off. Sadie, no. But it's like, I'm super giggly, I'm super funny, I do stupid things to make people laugh, to make myself laugh. I'm just, like, rolling around on the floor, unable to contain my laughter, and I'm super productive, and that is so annoying. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, I hope you can hear me. But yeah, so my mania is not that bad. This is terrible. I should have her in her tray right now. So I'm not being treated for it, and I'm not being asked to be treated for it, because it's kind of like a break from the depression. The only problem with the mania is that, for me, it kind of signals how bad the depression is going to be. So my depressive episodes usually come smack right after the manic episodes. Oh my god, Sadie. So if I'm having a really bad bad manic episode, I know that I'm in a really, really bad depressive episode. If I'm stable, then my next depressive episode is probably not going to be that bad. I'm probably just going to be like down all day. But if I'm having a really bad manic episode, that usually means that I'm going to have a really bad depressive episode next. So I try and enjoy them while I can, because it's usually only a few hours before I'm like completely broken down crying. Like, I have to have my boyfriend help me because I've got panic attacks, and I'm just like completely incapable of taking care of myself. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't be showering and shit. But it only lasts a few hours if I'm lucky. Some of them last a few days. So, oh my god, that is so annoying. So that's my bipolar disorder. Next, I'm trying to figure out which of these is worse. Is it the bipolar disorder or is it the OCD? And I can't really figure out which is worse. They're both just kind of there. But I do have OCD, which, honestly, sometimes I say that it's not that bad, but then I look at it and, like, I analyze and think about how much it actually affects me, and yeah, it's still there quite a bit, actually. The whole reason I have a dog is because of my OCD, because I got this idea in my head that I wanted a puppy, and, like, I had Ozzy, which he's not mine, but he's my boyfriend's, but we only have him for the weekends. So, like, I noticed I'm super happy when I've got him on the weekend, and then as soon as he leaves, it's like, I'm drained, I'm worthless, I don't have a purpose. It was, like, really bad. So I figured, I'm an animal person. I need an animal to take care of all the time. And so, like, I searched for months for a dog. I nearly got scammed twice with Yorkies. But my mind would not stop thinking about puppies, to the point where I was getting anxious. I was getting worried that I was annoying my boyfriend, and I just could not stop. It would be like, we would be hugging or kissing or whatever, and I just have to stop, and I'm like, why the fuck am I thinking about puppies instead of him? Like, why can't I stop thinking about dogs? It was starting to get to the point where I couldn't think about anything else. I was up till 4 in the morning looking for dogs on the internet. I go to sleep, and I just, like, I can't sleep because all I'm doing is thinking about dogs. And it was bad. I mean, it seems like a harmless thing. You're just looking for a puppy, right? But no. This was all I thought about. And, and then I stressed about how I'm going to take care of the dog. Will I be able to take care of it? On top of that, I want her to be a service dog, so it's a lot to live up to. But eventually I ended up getting my puppy. So, and I no longer think about that. So, she's still playing with the tag. So I guess that OCD episode is over, but that lasted a couple months. That was one of the lesser ones. Now, the worst OCD episode that I ever had was, and I still deal with this occasionally. I have to snap myself out of it. I'm sure a lot of people as kids were told that everything in life is a challenge that God throws at you. Stop it! Well, my dad told me this, obviously, and he told me that God was testing me at basically everything that happened to me was a test. As you can see, I'm literally getting stressed out about this right now. So yes, it's still there. I don't really want to talk about it, but I'm going to anyway. So, obviously, I've had this disorder since I was like 9, because that's when this all started, and I got to thinking, what did I get to thinking? Oh my god, I'm like so frazzled right now. Oh, it's not even funny. And she's got my blanket on the floor. Okay, gather your thoughts, crazy person. Okay, so yes, what I got to thinking was that if everything's a test and God is watching me, does that mean that nobody else is in control of their own actions? Does that mean that I basically got to thinking that everybody around me is a robot whose only purpose in this world is to watch me, and that I'm the only living person. And I, at night, I would think deep about this. I'm like, okay, so what if God's looking for the perfect person, and if I fail, he'll just get rid of me, he'll exterminate me somehow, and place the next person in this world, to continue this. I don't know, what if he's looking for... What if this is how he decides who goes to heaven? I don't know. It got really crazy. I'd be walking down the street with my mom, and somebody would smile at me and say hello, and I'd be like, oh my God, what do I do? Do I smile? Do I wave? Do I say hello? What do I do? If I show too much interest, will it be weirded out? If I don't show any interest, would that be rude? By the time I finally figured out what to do, if I ever figure out what to do, she's got the zoomies. Oh, yeah. If I ever figure out what to do, they are gone. And now all that worry is replaced with the fact that I didn't do anything. This person showed kindness and politeness, and I completely ignored them. In my head, I wasn't ignoring them, but in real life, I ignored them. So now they're a robot that just recorded that. That's 1 point down for me. And on top of that, I thought that all these robots, my friend also talked about this cloud of consciousness or something, I don't know, but basically that everybody's thoughts were intertwined somehow. So I got to thinking, well, if that's the case, then all these robots are in communication with each other. So that robot that just saw me ignore them is now telling all these other robots that I'm a bad person, test me harder, blah, blah, blah. So the next robot that comes up and says hi has an expectation of me. And it's just like, And it just kept on going. It kept on getting worse. By the time I was 12, I was having daily anxiety because I was thinking, I am not a good person. I am not going to pass this test. I got to thinking, it's probably not God because I wasn't religious at that time. I completely gave up on religion. But I got to thinking, what if it's aliens? Because that was another thing that my parents taught me, was that the world was created by aliens. So I got to thinking, I don't know, what if it's the government? What if... Stop it! She's not supposed to bark at me like that. What if they're going to come and get me and get rid of me because I failed their test? What if I'm a psychopath is eventually what I came to thinking. I don't remember how I got to this point, but I got to thinking that I'm probably a psychopath because I would have to think about every situation, everything that happened. Like, this still happens. Like, I'll be in the bathroom and say I notice that the toilet paper has run out, and I've got a choice. I can either refill the toilet paper and go about my day, or I can save myself a little bit of time and lie about refilling the toilet paper and, maybe just say that I didn't notice that it was done. Now, I'm sure everybody thinks about lying, right? I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to do that. So I refill the toilet paper. It's simple. But I thought all that. I planned out how I was going to do everything, how I was going to say everything to make myself seem like a good person. Does that make me a bad person? And then on top of that, is she peeing on my blanket? Did you just pee on my blanket? She peed on my blanket. Oh my God. Oh boy. She peed on my blanket. That was a bad girl. I'm going to take her out to go pee again and continue this. Hi guys. Okay, I started recording that at like 12 o'clock. I think you're kind of sideways. As you noticed, I'm in an entirely different room. I started recording that about lunchtime. It's 10 o'clock at night now, so I've pretty much gone about the entire day trying to figure out how to... Sorry, no notifications. Trying to figure out how to continue this video and find some privacy where I could continue the video. My head's still itchy. But anyway, so, lots of accidents with the dog today. Basically, let's see, I just rewatched the video and I'm trying to get all my thoughts back on track again, before I run out of time and have to do something, I don't know. So, yeah, the psychopath thing. Basically, I would worry about the fact that all of that I just mentioned 10 hours ago in my time. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix you. You're just not straight. I can't make you straight. Anyway, so all of those issues with the whole psychopath, government aliens are gonna come and get rid of me because they know that I'm a psychopath. Basically, if I was an adult with my own finances at that time, I would have most definitely tried to hide in the woods somewhere and like make my own home where absolutely nobody knew about me because I thought everybody else was fake. I don't need friends. I don't have friends. There's no such thing as friends. But anyway, all of that combined with the this is really hard to say. I'm not a perfect person, okay? I've got my flaws and I've got my bad thoughts, and those bad thoughts are violent. Very violent. Both towards wow, I'm stressing myself out again. Both towards myself and towards people that I love. Wow, this is so hard to say. I don't really fuck. This is a stress smile. This is so difficult. I don't want to describe the violent thoughts that I had or any of the intrusive thoughts that I've had, which I've started having on my own dog, which kind of sucks. But that's a component of OCD, I guess, is that you have. I don't want people hearing me either, and people are walking around. But anyway, that's one of the components is that you have those thoughts, and the whole point of intrusive thoughts is that they are not good thoughts. They are pretty much always bad thoughts. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. This is probably the worst video ever. But yeah, okay, so I have those thoughts, those really violent, really awful thoughts that surely only somebody who's like capable of becoming a murderer or something, somebody who's really crazy and capable of doing these violent things, surely only they could think these things, right? There's no way that I can think this stuff and still be qualified as a good person, which I already considered myself not a good person, so it just all combined, and it's like I'm secretly a psychopath that brainwashed itself, doesn't know it's a psychopath, but one day I'm gonna snap, and the government thinks that they need to come and get me before I snap. It was crazy. It was really crazy, and it went on. Like I said, I still to this day, I struggle with how to respond to people. I struggle with thinking out situations in the exact way that they should go. To, like, for instance, I wrote about this on Facebook. I had a pillow on the floor, and I had to think about what I would do if my boyfriend came in and got upset about the pillow being on the floor. And so I planned out every possible scenario. Should I argue with him? Should I point out he puts the pillows on the floor? Should I just get up and put the pillow back on the bed when he asks? Or let's fix the problem now. Let's just put the pillow. And I sat there forever, for like 15 minutes, thinking about this until finally I was like, hello? This is not important. He's not going to care that there's a pillow on the floor. Why did you have to play out every single conversation that you would have with him? I don't know. I forgot where I was going with this. Point being, I thought I was insane, and I thought that I was gonna be eradicated. I thought somebody was gonna get me. Oh yeah, so that's what I was saying. I remember now. And I had a really bad, like, I guess, mental breakdown, I don't know. I guess last year where I ended up staying awake all night long, hiding under my blanket, and keep in mind I slept in a bed with 3 of my siblings, all of them younger than 7. 7 and 5. There was something in my mouth. But anyway, yeah, I was hiding under the blanket. I was afraid if I went to sleep, they would use that opportunity to come and get me. I wouldn't talk to any of my friends. That morning I didn't eat breakfast, and I was already anorexic, but I didn't want to eat breakfast because I thought that they had poisoned the food that I was going to eat. The weird thing is that I fed that food to my siblings. So I didn't think at all about the fact that they were going to get poisoned. I didn't want to get poisoned. It didn't occur to me at all that that same food that I was feeding them, if it's poisoned, it's going to poison them. I don't know. I was thinking, I cannot eat. I cannot drink. I cannot sleep. I cannot do anything because something's going to happen. Like, now. I don't know. That was last year. I have not had any really major moments like that, but I've had several panic attacks where I freaked out and I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I would just hide in the corner, and I was like, I can't do anything. I'm so scared. Yeah. So that is definitely my most ongoing OCD thought. The more minor things, I have more minor things like numbers I gotta keep track of, and I can't step on the cracks outside because the whole step on your crack, break your mother's back. Well, that's stupid. You would never break your mother's back. But what if, for some reason, karma came down and it's like, oh, you're stepping on cracks just to prove us wrong. Well, now you broke your mother's back. So it's doubt, really, that plays into that. It's doubt of myself and fear. So I can't step on cracks because stepping on the crack is not going to hurt anybody. But the fact that you doubted that it was going to hurt anybody is what made it happen. So I can't step on the cracks. So it's little, I got all those little things like that too. So that's pretty much my OCD. I have no idea how long this camera's going to record because I don't have much space. So I might have to cut this short, but I'm going to try to get to the final mental illness that I have, which is definitely the worst. The part that plays most, what am I saying? The part that plays with my head the most is the PTSD. Due to the way that I grew up, things that I witnessed growing up, ways that I was treated, especially during my teen years, just things that I went through in my childhood that really made me a broken person, honestly. What is PTSD like? Well, it's different for everybody. Some people have flashbacks where they cry and they're aware of where they are. Some people have flashbacks where they're just catatonic and they don't know where they are and they don't know who they are, but they can, I don't know. Some people just have amnesic flashbacks, where they're still capable of doing everything, but they've broken. Actually, I ran out of space, so I'm gonna have to quicken this up. I personally, the episodes that I have can vary. Sometimes it's just a panic attack with a flashback. I'm still capable of standing and walking. Sometimes it's where I'm like catatonic. I'm completely, the only reason I know what I do is because I have gotten video recorded of it. Basically, I just sit there and I shake and I stare, and nobody has any idea what's going on in my head. It's terrible. But it's really bad. And then, those are the lesser end of the scale. Twice now, as of last night, I went into an episode where no shoes on, but this time I had my phone. It was in my back pocket for some reason. No shoes on, opened a door, opened another door, walked out the house, walked down, I don't know what road, almost out of the neighborhood, a fair distance away. And apparently, while the first attack it lasted about 2 hours, this one only lasted about 20 minutes, and I had my phone on me, so I was able to call my boyfriend and come and get me. When I finally woke up, hiding underneath a tree, apparently I'd fallen because I hurt myself. I wasn't hiding under a tree, I was hiding under a bush by the entrance to the gate because we live in a gated community. Uh, these flashbacks, I don't want to go into great detail of what they consist of, but they include mostly abuse occurring towards. I often have them towards when abuse was occurring, directed at my little brother and my mother, and then those ones aren't usually that bad because I'm not in direct harm. But the ones where harm is occurring to me are usually the ones where, like, I don't know if you can see, but I have scratches on my neck from clawing at myself yesterday. That, my battery's dying. I thought it stopped recording. So basically, yeah, I'm having a hard time talking about the PTSD because at the same time as I'm talking about this, and I'm trying not to have an attack right now. Again, ran out of space. I have no idea how I'm going to edit this video now because I had to delete the first one, but I have to get it reinstalled somewhere to edit it together. I don't know what to do. Anyway, so yeah, I just needed a moment to cool down. I feel like I don't like looking at myself while I'm recording. I swear the movement looks all weird. But anyway, I was trying not to have another episode. It's really not a good time for me to be talking about this. It's like late at night, and my attacks usually occur at night. So yeah, I'm gonna stop thinking about the triggers, which usually I forgot what I was saying. Usually is the triggers are I can't remember what I was saying. The triggers are what? The triggers are occurring right now. I can't stop saying they are caused. These attacks are caused by thinking about the memories. Battery's almost dead. 5%. Okay, so let's get past the PTSD. Obviously, that's the worst. That's the one that affects me the most. That's the one that I'm having the most trouble with, that I'm struggling with mostly. All of these disorders that I have, the bipolar disorder, I poked myself in the face, the bipolar disorder, the OCD, the PTSD, they all mess with each other to drive me absolutely crazy. The OCD and the PTSD especially, they're both anxiety disorders, and like, let's say I'll be having a flashback or be really focusing on say my parents, I got the word out, my parents verbally abusing me. Usually they would say things like, you're incompetent, you're incapable, you're worthless, I hate you, blah blah blah. But they wouldn't just say it, it would be hours of, anyway, you're incapable of doing anything, you're retarded, let's nag on you for hours about some stupid little thing. And then the OCD in me, like, if it was cleaning related, that the memory is, I have had days where I have to clean the entire house, and it's really difficult because I gotta make sure it's sparkling clean, it's speckless, I have to get every aspect of it. If I could, I'd stand on a ladder and scrub the roof just to prove I am not worthless. I am totally capable of doing this. Please stop thinking about it. I can't stop thinking about it, so the OCD and the PTSD work together to just create a cycle of anxiety that just, right now I've got anxiety. And then that usually triggers bipolar depression and mania. Triggers both mania. See, the OCD where I get into cleaning, then I get manic because I just gotta do things, and at the same time I'm going through flashbacks, and it's just like, oh my god. So I'm gonna end this because I'm getting myself worked up, and I really wanted to have a good night, and I don't know how long this video camera is going to last. It's actually a phone. I don't know why I said that. So that's what life is like living with multiple mental disorders. I will go, well, I kind of went in depth to all of them, so yeah. That's what it's like. It's getting better in some areas. Definitely need to get treated for PTSD. I have nightmares at night that I'm taking Prozocin for. Works mostly when I remember to take it. Yeah, so that's life with 3 major mental disorders. I didn't even get into the anorexia, so technically I have 4, but I'm doing better with the anorexia. You can't really see my collarbones anymore. Booyah. Not really, actually. I cringe when I can't see my collarbones. Oh, it's still recording. Okay, it told me the battery was dead. I thought it was saying it can't record anymore. Yeah, you probably saw that most. Okay, so guys, that's this video. I'm sorry it's so long. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope some people got some understanding of mental disorders. I don't know, maybe you were just entertained by my insanity. I don't know, but thank you guys for watching. That's all I have to say. Bye.